Today on Suncoast View, we are an age-friendly community. We'll talk about what that means and what we think the Suncoast should provide to its residents.
Bike riding is great for all ages. We'll find out what's trending on two wheels with a look at this summer's newest bikes.
And get ready for a spectacular under-the-sea adventure with the Oslo Rep. And it is audience interactive. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Michael Donald Edwards. Great to have you.
Great to be here, guys. Great
Look
to
at
be
this
here.
tie.
I know. It's
Beautiful.
my June tie, gay pride tie. June is busting out all over.
I was going to say you're
Apparently.
busting out all over.
It says I will never fade into the background.
Yeah, I know. That's unusual for me.
And that's
Very
okay.
unusual for
That
me.
is
An
okay.
exception will be made today.
Do you know what
There you
else we
go.
are celebrating? And
What?
I love the fact that we're celebrating together. It is National Best Friends Day.
Well, there you are.
I love
This
that.
Michael's my best friend.
He is. I didn't know that. Well, in all seriousness, though, because people ask us about this all the time, like, are you really friends? Do you really like each other? I like to say that if it wasn't for this show, I would have never gotten to know any of you to the extent that we have, and I'm so appreciative of that.
And I really consider you some of my very best
Absolutely.
friends.
And
I
so
tell
do
you
people
guys
out there.
everything.
People out there
That's
think of you as
true.
friends, too.
Because
People
Linda tells them everything, too.
Yes.
These dark
And I
secrets.
used to be scared to death of you because you were so talented and so dignified. Now I'm not as scared of you at
Now
all.
there's no dignity.
Now we know he's really not all that dignified.
No
Now I
talent.
can
She's
insult
figured
you
it out,
twice.
darling. That's what everybody knows.
Not everyone knows. That is funny.
The secret is being real, and we certainly are very real. So we shall celebrate friendship today with all of you. We are also going to celebrate some wonderful summer treats. This is making all of us very, very hungry. We welcome Mary Yoder from Yoder's Amish Kitchen to our kitchen. Hi, Mary. Tell us what we're making today.
Good morning. We are making a blueberry lemon bunt cake.
Oh, and we all know that Yoder's desserts and recipes are amazing. Tell us about blueberries. I'm seeing a lot of signs for even U-picks and seasonality and all that. Are we over the blueberry local season, or are we still getting some good berries?
We're still getting some local blueberries.
Oh,
May
wow.
is blueberry month in Florida, usually,
Okay.
but we're still getting some of the local ones right now.
Oh, still good.
And then they start to come in, I know, from the Carolinas and up north, so
Correct.
it is blueberry season. All right, well, both Michael and I have admitted we love lemons,
Yeah.
so we are very excited
Yes.
to enjoy that with Mary. We appreciate her being in the kitchen. I thought I should mention, since I know I've been resting on a pillow and all bound up for this week, that my elbow surgery continues to heal and recover. It is better. I am unbound, and I do still have an arm, so I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
I can't use it, however, and I won't be using it for quite a while because
Really?
I had tendon repair, so it's just going to sit here, but it doesn't need a pillow anymore, and I do still have a Band-Aid because there are stitches. So
Okay.
for anyone who was
At least
wondering.
it's
Well
not
done.
in the band.
It's not. No, that seemed to alarm everybody that I had a
Yeah.
big, thick club arm. So now it just looks like I have a
I rather
a
the
Band-Aid.
bandage.
Okay,
That's
I'm
okay with
glad.
me.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of
She's like, okay with me.
Right, I'm glad to know it's better for you. I still have stitches, but whatever, Bobeth, it's all about you. All right, it is time for our first hot topic. And age-friendly Sarasota has an action plan to keep improving our quality of life. It's actually an initiative that began 2 years ago here to encourage businesses, nonprofits, and residents to work to contribute to lifestyle improvements for all ages. This concept was actually launched by the World Health Organization because we are now a society of longevity and urbanization. So Sarasota has an action plan to improve transportation, housing, and social interaction. There's even an October fair scheduled to let people know everything the Suncoast has to offer. So my question to you is, what matters to you as we age, as a community? What do we need?
Well, I live downtown now. I live right next to the View. And what I think we really need to be looking at as a community is walkability. And you've got this whole segment on cycling, which I think is fantastic. I've started to do that. I have two. I make my friends who visit me from New York. They love to do it now, drive over the bridge. We have some making the whole of our downtown area just friendlier to walk around and interact with each other.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
but you have to make the effort to do it. I
Yes.
live on the other side of 41, which is a little bit of a problem. People drive from my building to go downtown.
Wow.
Which is a 5-minute walk. because the road is not friendly to cross.
Yeah, do we
for
need a
pedestrians.
pedestrian bridge?
We need
That's
pedestrian
exciting.
bridges.
That's a great idea.
We should turn this, we should be like Venice. We should have these, we've already got one up at New College.
Right.
We need 12 pedestrian bridges all the way down, which will become
12?
12 of them.
He's
which will
counting.
become the
He's counting. He's like,
from down all the way down to
Down to the gardens, maybe? To
yeah,
Selby?
Yeah,
down
That's
past
a good
Selby
one.
Gardens,
Yeah,
past
yeah,
Selby
because
Gardens.
that's another hard place to cross.
And it would become a signature visual. They can be covered in plants. They can be. I mean,
They
it
can
would
be
just
beautiful.
alter
nice.
our whole
a great
relationship
idea.
of the north and the south parts of the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's one of the things on the table which is dismissed. I also am a big fan of the roundabouts,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of
Really?
people don't like
Uh-huh.
those. I'm a big fan of those. That they slow the traffic down. It actually lowers emissions and all kinds of things, and makes the whole feeling of living and walking around here more human. And I feel without the roundabouts, the traffic goes too fast, and it's not as easy to cross the streets. I see people getting out of the Ritz Hotel, going over 41. They've been
parking.
drinking, crossing, not using the sidewalks because it's not really there. I feel like there's a big accident waiting to happen. So I have
Yeah.
strong feelings about this because I live in the
Okay.
middle of it. We have the potential to be the most livable city in America. With
I
its,
agree
if we
with that.
if we make it really
Just a
easy for
couple
people to get
changes.
around, as well as everything else that we offer. But walking and cycling and slowing the cars down, that's the answer.
And like
I agree.
everything
So the
else, getting that accomplished requires everybody
Yeah, we all
talking to
have
the city,
partic-
talking to the
and,
county,
and
let them
talking
know.
to each other. I mean, half my board, they don't like the roundabouts. They want the traffic lights. Roundabouts are the future. I really, you see it in Europe. I see it in Australia. It's altered the way people live in their cities.
Very interesting.
Well, I like that concept of the traffic and walkability.
Yeah.
But I think for age-friendly, when I think of it, I think of more inclusiveness in all of the other things, because I feel like sometimes policies and certain rules are catered to the older population and not like the under 40.
I think you're talking about the notion of clubs and music and everything
Well,
downtown.
yeah.
There are ways to actually do this. There are ways to actually, which it's better for everybody. It's better
Yeah.
for older people to be around young people and vice versa. We should not be living segmented
Separate.
lives. And
Right.
I've thought a lot about this noise abatement stuff, which people get very upset about in downtown Sarasota. We want young people downtown. We want them listening to music. But people, they also want to go to sleep at certain hours, but the city is not a retirement.
It's trying to
We want
outside.
life.
No, it's trying to
working
find that
together.
combination.
Working together. You know,
Yeah.
Michael mentioned Venice. The city of Venice is actually working on a 10-year action plan for development. But a group of neighbors called Control Growth Now wants to protect against too much of it. So the last comprehensive plan in Venice had protection for homeowners against developers overbuilding. But representatives say city council's about to toss that protection away. Got me to thinking, what do you do if you move somewhere like Venice? Because it is a quiet, small town. And then, like the Suncoast, everyone starts moving there. It's exploding. And suddenly, that quiet, small town you wanted isn't.
Well, I tell you, Sarasota is an example. There are people who live on the East Coast who come over here and say Sarasota is one of the few towns to have kept its village identity. It's sort of there. I mean, we know it's kind of disappearing in many ways. But unlike Jupiter and unlike those places on the West Coast, on the East Coast, we still have a feeling of a resort small town as well as a high end. We really...
Do you
don't-
shut the front door, though?
No,
and
you
tell us-
can't shut the front
Right,
door.
Well,
We've
you have
got
to
to
spread
be-
out instead of going up, I think. In my neighborhood, I live in downtown, or about
Yeah.
a mile out of downtown, 2 miles from the station, and there's no more room for building.
Right.
There are no more houses that can be infilled there. So you would have to go out further. But that's what we're doing with Lakewood Ranch.
But we also have to go up. We're going up too.
I think the key, though, is a balance. I think with everything, there's always a balance. And what we tend to do is like, oh, there haven't been any building, let's build. Then, oh, let's stop. I don't think that's the case. I think we should figure out what the balance is between residents and new construction and find something that is better meshed with what the community is.
And have an honest conversation about it. And I think one of the problems with development, rapid development, the people who are making the big decisions and building the buildings are not the people that actually live here.
Absolutely.
They build the buildings and they get out
And
of
that
town.
was the point of the meeting
and they
in
don't
Venice.
live with the consequences.
Yep.
And we need to find a way to have development be connected with the people that actually live
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
really
the
got
people
to have it.
coming
We want it.
want what we've got, and they won't get what we've got if
they all come.
But you know,
And the circle
it's like
continues.
1,000 people a day are moving to Florida.
That's
1,000 people a day, and we are not ready. We are not. We have to get ready for this as communities, and we want them. I know we want them at the theatre. We are having a huge uptick in people who are coming to see our shows. We want that.
Right. No, we do. The businesses want it. We just have to
all, as an
balance.
emblem
Find
of
that
everything, we
balance.
want that.
All right, well, switching gears, Amazon is offering a discount on Prime memberships for people on government assistance. Prime subscriptions get you 2-day shipping free on most products, plus streaming video and music services. Amazon says could make life easier for customers without reliable transportation, and it also takes aim at Walmart's online sales. Should lower income households get a break on Prime?
Why do we care? Why do we care if people who don't make much money get a break on buying something?
Okay, here's why I care. Because I don't have Prime, because I am annoyed that it costs $100 and I'm just stubborn and refuse to pay it, to be quite honest. And I like annoying my family. They want because everybody wants everything now. Everybody wants 2-day this and 2-day that. There's obviously nothing wrong with being a lower income household, but you are receiving government assistance. So
I don't agree.
should the music streaming, the video streaming, those are, I don't think you should be spending the little money you have on what I consider too much of a luxury to spend my own money on.
I don't know.
I don't agree with you. I feel like, when you have lesser of an income, your lifestyle is already harder. So, I mean, if any little thing that's going to bring a little bit of enjoyment, geez, why should we hold that from
Because it's
them?
not hurting us if they get
I mean,
that.
you may not want to spend $100 on Prime, but you can definitely spend a couple thousands on a great vacation for your family. Those people aren't going to be able to do
agree
that.
with that.
So, it's just a choice of, spending choice. For them, that will be the luxury. For you, your luxury is somewhere else.
Okay,
Well, that's fair.
here's an idea. What I see, it's just interesting to hear that segment and hear what Amazon is doing. They are not doing this out of a motivation of being a good citizen. They are doing this.
Absolutely, they're
They're
not.
doing this because they see an opportunity and they're competing
trying to
with
cheap
Walmart.
chip at Walmart,
But
yeah.
one of the things that I think is happening in America in particular, with the resistance to the whole idea of the social safety net, which most of the Western world has accepted we must have a social safety net. Poverty is not caused by poor people, it's caused by the system itself, and how do we address it? What's happening is many of the great corporations of the world are just not bothering with government anymore. If the governments are so behind in their thinking about how to maintain and sustain a social safety net for most people, it's going to come down to the Amazons and the Facebooks and the Google. They are going to have to take responsibility for this, and they want to. They're thinking so far ahead of where politicians are right now. Politicians don't understand the world.
So we
they
need
don't
to-
understand
But what are the
technology.
requirements? Maybe then we
to
can get
take care of the
Amazon.
poor
Business
I
is
did
going
not
to be
look up
forced
the requirements.
climate change. The governments are being left behind. The businesses know the consequences of not addressing this, and they are just going to do it.
Well, we were talking about livability, back to that
Yes.
whole thing. If a single mother who needs diapers doesn't have a car and can have them delivered
gotta be
2 day
done.
for free,
Yes.
that
Yes.
was when I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That I completely understand.
Because
and quite honestly, they shouldn't charge her a thing at
They
that
should-
point. They
yes.
shouldn't be charging the reduced price. They should be free.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. If government won't do it, it must be done by the businesses who are responsible for it. We want to live in a disease-free, educated society.
Where everybody has a chance.
Where everyone has a chance. That's what we want.
We're very
And
idealistic
more,
today, I
but
will
more,
say that.
if government won't do it, we will
Without
do it.
traffic and with pedestrian crossover.
To all of that.
Exactly, to everything.
A better world out there.
Exactly. Well, this might be a way you'd like to spend your world. There is a new hotel concept in Switzerland with unobstructed views. That's because there's no walls and no roof. But
Wow.
you do get a comfy bed, a drink upon arrival, and a butler. All right, actually you get a local
What about-
farmer in rubber boots.
What about rain?
I think not sure what we
And
do
it's
about
very
that.
cold
This
in
is
Switzerland.
listed as a 0-star hotel, which made me laugh because stars are based on amenities. Right,
Yeah.
doesn't really have any. However, Switzerland, and I thought this was an interesting concept, is a place of extremely luxurious and expensive accommodations. This is $300 a night and gives people.
$300 a night.
Well, I
no
think
roof?
Switzerland costs a lot more than that usually. This is US dollars, so it gives people who might not otherwise be able to afford staying in Switzerland the way to do it.
So you can't stay regularly, so we're going to give you a building with no roof and no walls.
And it costs
Okay,
$300.
big question, where's the bathroom?
I think that's a bush. But I did not know everything's
We
about
call
it.
that
Okay.
camping. in
Well,
this
that's
country.
exactly right. That is, but to me, the thing I don't like about camping is sleeping on the ground.
Except you have a tent.
So why pay $300 to camp?
You know what it costs
can
to buy all
camp.
that equipment? That's why we don't camp
It
at my
depends
house.
on the bed, and it really depends on the butler.
But there's no privacy out there, so I don't know if you even care about the butler at that point.
but they're trees. I guess who's going to watch it?
I don't know. Yeah. We thought of a lot of things we can't do in this situation. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour
I just hope it doesn't
That idea's
rain.
not selling.
When we come back, a look at Oslo Rep's newest show. You will not want to miss this one.
Yes. Good afternoon. Finally, much more sunshine today than previous days. A lot of rainfall helping out with our drought, too. We're going to have an update on the new numbers for the Suncoast as far as the drought goes. We know our fire danger has lessened considerably. As far as the rain goes right now, just some spotty showers out there. Not much else going to happen through this evening. Just a few spotty showers now and again. Most areas staying dry. And that heavy moisture down to the south now. Still some windy weather along the southeast coast near Miami. We've had several reports of some very strong wind gusts there. Drier air means more sunshine. You can see that covering throughout the Gulf of Mexico. That tropical system and an area of low pressure continue to move away from the sun coast. And right now we have some sunshine. Some sunshine has returned. Temperature at 86 and winds out of the northwest at 14. The pressure still rather low at 29.78 inches, but we do expect that to rise slightly over the upcoming 24 hours. Well, much more in the forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
An amazing undersea experience is heading to the Oslo Rep this summer. It has spectacular sea creatures and submarines, plus it's interactive, so you get to be a part of all the action. The co-creator of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Craig Francis, is here with us today. Oh, thank you for coming. You're a very busy man right now.
I am, and I'm here with, y'all are my new best friends on Best
Yes,
Friends
on
Day.
Bestie Day.
I was
I'm thrilled to be
standing
here.
in the back of the theater yesterday, and there were 3 of us, and we were going, ah! We were so afraid you were going to hear us because we were just so stunned by what we were seeing. I've
Great.
never seen anything like that.
That's what's fun about it, is that it doesn't look like anything else you've seen. We took this classic adventure of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'd read it as a kid. My co-creator, Rick Miller, had read it as a kid. It goes in a submarine, under the seas, around the world. How do you create that as a piece of theater? We use projection surfaces, amazing projection design. We use some really theatrical techniques. You can see some flat pieces like old-fashioned theater, puppets, shadows. And it's all to take you on this sort of journey of the imagination back into a storybook.
Oh, my. Now, Michael, how did you change this story, which I think was written in 1870, into a very current piece?
Well, this has really come from the guys. This is really Rick and Craig. Their idea about the story is a platform for their concerns about the world. Rick, who's really the kind of creative driving force of the piece, would you
He's
say?
the director of it. And
He's the
co-wrote
director of
yeah.
it. I mean, he was doing a PhD in environmental science, and he has a real passionate engagement with the world that we're in right now and the life of the oceans and so on. And he's used this story. The story of Jules Verne's novel is absolutely being put on the stage. But for these guys, it's also a platform to think about the ocean that we're in right now. Because it turns out a lot of Jules Verne's concerns about the natural world are very, very current. Very current. And the piece it's what's fantastic for young people and for families. It makes you intensely aware. As Sarasotans, we're going to be more aware of our bay than we may have been before we saw this show. We're partnering with the Moat Marine on this. We have a partnership with them promoting the show itself as well as awareness, because we have this extraordinary institution in Moat devoted to rescuing sea animals, which seem directly connected philosophically and in every way to the ideas behind Jules Verne's novel, and in particular these guys' concerns about what they're doing. They're working on a number of projects. This is one that came to my attention really through that, as I was very intrigued that they were doing the story and knew that people would love to see 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. But what they've done is make it about much more than simply an adventure story. Taking the story
I'm kind
to look
of
at.
intrigued about the fact that you guys have transformed the auditorium into like this big, I don't know, like a tech screen world. How did you do that?
It's a little bit like that. Well, we sort of had this idea. There's a modern character in the story who knows that Captain Nemo, if you remember the story, he goes in his submarine to escape from humanity because we've wrecked the world. And he wants to go into the oceans. Now, 150 years later, we're on the verge of wrecking the oceans. And we also wanted to bring in screens, so projections and screens. And we have an app, and we say, keep your phones on. And we have a little comic strip that you can watch at intermission.
So people will be holding their phones during the show?
No, you watch in the theater.
Okay, because that's the thing.
Not
You don't want them
clutching
to...
your phone, but in the intermission we have content, and at the end of the story our
okay.
characters interview real water scientists who are looking for solutions. So we want to take what Jules Verne did, which is thinking about the future, and let kids think that there is some hope for the future. And we had our first preview last night. We had grandparents and grandkids.
look at Bo
and on the app you can take your selfie and put yourself under the sea.
Bo Beth went under the sea.
And you can send those out at
hysterical.
intermission and take your picture and pop it into different frames. So we're taking the idea of screens on stage, off stage, and the idea of connection. Captain Nemo disconnects from humanity, and if you do that too much, that's a bad idea. So that's a good message
like a Michael.
for Friends Day.
It's just stunning when you're there and you
is.
see those things happen, because you have not experienced anything like this. And you can take kids who are 10 and up, right?
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
It's
we
just
even had younger.
even
last
younger.
night. We had families that the parents, maybe the grandparents remember the movie, the parents are into Jules Verne, and the kids just love the adventure.
I
Oh,
bet.
what a
And the
great
special
summertime
effects.
treat.
Absolutely.
You can find out more about when you can get tickets if you go to the website, the Oslo Reps website. For more information, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is at the Oslo Rep through July 1st. Next, we're going to talk about the Tony Awards.
Oh.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has answered calls for recovery and treatment 24/7, 365 days a year. If you're depressed, drinking, using drugs, or taking pills, call now and talk to someone who cares.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Most insurance covers substance abuse. You can get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call 800-622-1941. 800-622-1941.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
And welcome back. The 71st Annual Tony Awards are set to take place Sunday night. And some very big names will be taking part this year, like Tina Fey, Orlando Bloom, Whoopi Goldberg, and Stephen Colbert. And we just wanted to ask our guest host, Michael Donald Edwards, about the buzz on Broadway before the big night. All right, so we know you have a lot of opinions.
And a lot of friends on Broadway.
We were keeping that a secret.
So we want to talk specifics about a few shows and some actors. So let's start with Bette Midler. Tell me about Hello, Dolly.
Well, I absolutely loved it. I loved seeing her through a friend, through a supporter at the theater, where I got a front row seat in the very front row.
Oh.
And it was one of the truly great experiences of my life. I just felt so, it was quite emotional you know, growing up with her, she was one of my very first awarenesses as a young man in Australia, the Divine Miss M, watching the history of who she was, the gratitude the audience showed to her for coming on. She got so, I mean, the moment she appeared, she got all this reaction. Hello, Dolly, when she appeared in the red dress with the hat at the top of the Harmonia Gardens,
Well,
standing ovation, everything. It was very, very, it was like the role was written for her. The combination of vaudeville and the emotional connection of being an older woman and finally getting a dead husband's permission to marry again.
Will she
really
get the
good.
Tony?
Yeah, you think the Tony in her future?
I mean, who knows? It's all political. It's all, you know, but I think she should. But there was a wonderful moment when David Hyde Pierce, playing Horace Vandergelder, says at the end, after he's agreed to marry her, I was in the front, he looks her in the eye and he says to her, "You are a wonderful woman."
Wow.
And his eyes filled with tears when he said this, and I felt like he was expressing something we all wanted to say to her, who've grown up with her. You are a wonderful woman.
So
That's
she's
what I felt.
just as good.
She's
not
I mean,
lost
she's
anything.
73. Her voice is not what it was when she was 23, but man, was I glad to see her and grateful to show her my appreciation.
Well, we'll wish her luck in the Tonys.
Yeah.
What about the musical Dear Evan Hansen? Tell me about
Fantastic. I absolutely was surprised. I went out of a little bit of a sense of duty and expected it to be about the internet and young people, and it ended up being about making me understand so much of what young people go through. A kid who tells a lie and the consequences of the lie all through his life and his family's life and his community's life.
Wow.
But the music was fantastic, and this central performance by this boy, who is going to win the Tony, was truly breathtaking.
So you're rooting for
truly
that
breathtaking.
one. All right, let's talk about War Paint.
War Paint, I mean, there are lots of people who don't like this. I absolutely loved it. It was Patti LuPone and Christine Ebersole. I mean, really, kind of a gay heaven, really, about these two great female iconic cultural figures. Christine Ebersole plays Elizabeth Arden and Patti plays Helena Rubinstein. They hated each other. They never actually met, although the musical has them meet at one point, and creating these two empires about really exploiting women's vulnerabilities about how they are, who they are, and what it is to be a woman.
What's the complaint about it? You see that people don't like it. What don't they like?
I think they wish it was, I mean, the music is, I think it was fantastic and a beautiful production. Probably they want the script to be deeper and really crack into. The whole team was male, and I think there needed to be probably a deeper sense of the politics of what it is
to be a woman,
that women have to suffer through in terms
Especially
of what.
back in their day.
And now this idea of.
Oh, we do okay.
All right,
but we have on a lot of war paint.
It's a good idea, and I feel that. I feel that we don't have any. Men don't have any war paint.
Oh, I feel so
I can
sorry
give you
for
some.
I don't show up without mine.
All right, well, thank you so much, Michael. Now, we will look out for his picks for the Tony Awards. It's going to air Sunday night, so you want to stay tuned to see if any of the ones he likes win. All right, and then when we come back, we're going to preview a hot summer bike fun. We'll be right back.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah. Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
The Suncoast is a great place to ride a bicycle. There aren't too many hills, and of course the coastal scenery is just incredible. And now there are bicycles that fit every age and every athletic ability. Here to show us what our options are is Kim Livingood from the Eclipse Agency. Okay, Kim, last time you got us involved with bicycles, we had a near disaster. Let's take a look at that video. I love to watch this. I love to watch this video. Okay, here's Bobeth, ready to go down a hill. Stephanie's beside her. Bobeth on the right. She gets a little behind on the start. And tell us what happens next, Kim.
Well, we kind of learned our lesson that we need to use our brakes when we're going down a massive hill. This was our brand new BMX track that was just built. It's Olympic quality here in Sarasota.
Oh, I was the first one to take a fall on it.
You were.
You were definitely the first, and I'm sure not the last.
Yes, many, many more, I'm sure, Bobeth.
Over and over again.
We slowed it down so we could watch it.
Did you ever think that maybe you should have started on a smaller bike?
I thought of a lot of things.
But you were upside down at the time.
In fact,
look
these
at these
kids probably would do better than me.
Today,
This is what
I brought
we need.
the experts to show you how it's done. These are BMX professionals from the Academy, Sarasota BMX Academy. We've got Brandon, who's 5 years old. Wave, Brandon.
Whoop!
Just like Bobeth.
Just like
He wanted to
Bobeth.
make you feel good. He wanted to
Yes.
make you feel good.
Of course, he can crawl faster than he can pedal.
That's okay. Hey, Brandon, can you say hello? He is 5 years old, and he is riding a micro mini bike, and it's super light. They go for about $549, but if you go out to our BMX track, they rent them out there.
Oh,
so
wow.
Anybody,
Oh, what a great
all
idea.
ages can take lessons.
And so this is the BMX Academy that we're looking at now?
Wow.
Yes.
So that's how I should have looked.
Well,
Right, and you should have started with a lesson.
Now, where is that? Where is that located?
This is off its Huddle and 17th Street here in Sarasota.
Oh,
We have
wow.
the oldest track in the nation, although it was recently renovated to be Olympic quality.
Fantastic.
It is beautiful, and the way they fly around there over those hills. Watch that, Bobeth. You can get a lesson here. Up and over, up and over. But even the experts fall sometimes, so you really need to practice a lot.
Absolutely. Practice makes perfect in anything.
And you don't have to start with a BMX bike.
No. In fact, I personally would start with a beach cruiser, which is totally more my style, and Stephanie looks great on it. She actually coordinated
I know.
perfectly.
Match her bike.
You would have thought we planned it.
The spring colors.
I know Stephanie, she did. She knew she was having an orange bike. And look at that. That's beautiful. beautiful.
I love the fact that the beach cruisers nowadays, you can totally pimp them out. So they added any accessory that you could possibly imagine. Have the bell. I love this from Sarasota Cycles. They put the basket on, and they have a wicker basket, which I think is fabulous.
In the back.
And it'll hold wine bottles or a picnic.
Perfect for your picnic.
I know, I love it. This is amazing. And so easy to ride.
And you've got your
Got my
water bottle that
Tervis,
holds a
or
Tervis
wine
water
bottle.
bottle or a wine bottle. But these are so great, and it's the #1 selling beach cruiser in America.
Oh, wow.
So this Townie by Trek is just a really, really great, easy to ride. And you look fabulous. And sometimes it's about fashion and how you look.
And comfort, because the seat is cushy. And that's important for my seat, that this is a good seat.
And wide.
And wide.
And wide.
Linda, did you just say I have a wide seat?
Yes, she did.
Well,
That
look
is
at
hilarious.
Bobette's seat. Look at the seat on
yeah,
hers
my
now.
seat is a lot smaller, but I have these cool pants that I did not put on. I didn't want you guys to convince me to ride, so I figured if I don't get fully dressed, I won't get on the bike. But look, it has all the cushion in it.
It's really important when you're riding professional or serious riders to have a little cushion in your cushion in your cushion. Or
I think I came with a built-in cushion, but Bobette may need it.
I think everybody needs it to be comfortable. This is for serious, serious racers.
Okay.
It's the top line bike. It's like $5,000 or $6,000.
Wow.
This is
a car.
It's like a car, but you could probably go as fast as a car. It's got this integrated cable system, so you don't see any of the wires hanging out. It's really sleek.
That's great.
Super fast. And the Tour de France that's coming up, this is what they're going to be riding.
Oh, really?
Well, Beth was talking about how light it was.
Yes,
she said it's
very
really easy
light.
to
Like I
maneuver.
literally lift it, and I'm not very strong.
Yeah,
it's very light.
What's it made of? It's
I have no idea. We'll have to ask
Okay.
Matt at Sarasota
It feels like a
Cycle.
fiberglass material kind of thing.
It's really
But it's
neat.
very nice.
It's
Yeah,
super,
it's sexy.
super cool.
It's
Okay,
very
Michael
sexy.
Donald, what did you
Speaking
got
of
over
sexy,
there?
Michael, I like your
I've
bike.
got an electric bike. I
Okay,
think.
so
An electric
this is
bike?
what got the wheels rolling, pun intended, for the segment. Electric bikes are all the rage in Europe.
It is electric. I was
It's
just
electric.
funny.
No, it's an electric bike. Everybody in Europe, there's 80% of the bicycles sold over there are electric bikes. So
Really?
So do you still pedal?
You can still pedal. It's, I like to call it like a smart bike. So you can figure it out how much effort you want to put into it.
Yeah.
So if you're, you want to go faster, but you're not feeling like pedaling faster, you can adjust it for you.
Wow.
But it helps you get up hills. Makes you
helps-
feel like Superman.
Oh,
It's
that would be
absolutely,
amazing
you
with
can
the hills.
fly.
Yeah.
I think you can go up to 20 miles per hour on these. So they're super
Yeah.
fast, they're street legal.
So you need an outfit to go with it.
You do.
obviously.
That would look good on you.
Yeah.
You didn't put your
It does
Not-
match.
not my colour,
It
I have
matches
to
his
say.
tie.
I
though.
will say
It does.
safety is everybody's color.
Oh, well,
Good
okay. I have to
point.
accept
And
that.
it's really
yeah, yeah.
important, especially with on a bicycle. You need to be visible. You should have your
Yeah,
lights
yeah, yeah.
on at
Well,
night.
this would be good. Actually, I could get used to it.
It matches your helmet. Yeah.
It's important to coordinate.
And my
You
eyes.
wanna- and your eyes.
No, it's good. This is really great. Really
Oh,
cool.
this is good.
Kind of inspiring. So more and more people are doing this in Sarasota?
Absolutely.
the
Sarasota
idea.
is becoming more of a bike-friendly community. We just found out that every year we have to add a certain amount of bike roads, so hopefully we'll all get out on our bikes
think
and
it'd be great.
healthy and be environmentally conscious and
Yeah.
look great.
There
Yeah,
are
I
many
think it would look
places to do it that are very safe too. Thank you, Kim. I want one of those. That
Yes.
is cool. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to talk about Best Friends Day, and there is a BMX summer camp. The kids will love it. For more information, go to SarasotaBMXAcademy.com. We'll be back with our best friends.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A boom in development worries some homeowners. How a project to add more than 100 condos in downtown Sarasota will impact nearby residents. Plus, former FBI Director James Comey testifies in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Details about his interactions with President Trump that left him feeling concerned. Let's get a check on our weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Scott. A beautiful day today it was after 5 days really of clouds, showers, and thunderstorms. Things starting to dry out a little bit here across the Suncoast. Still a few weak showers out there in the Gulf of Mexico. Rain chances very small this evening at 20%. Tomorrow even less, it looks like, as we'll see a lot more sunshine around as high pressure and drier air move in just temporarily, though. We'll see better chances over the weekend. The heavy rain still down to our south. We'll have much more in the forecast for the weekend at 5.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Welcome back. We just finished checking out some bike options here in the Suncoast. Well, we're talking about National Best Friends Day now, and these are celeb BFFs, Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon. Sorry, I'm looking at Joey, our producer. The two of them spent Memorial Day weekend bro biking, as they call it. They head out and just kind of hang on the bikes. So I don't know. I just think that's a fun thing for guys to do.
They're hilarious.
And you know what? What an awesome bro couple. You know,
Yes.
I mean, they must just crack jokes the whole time and do fun things. So in celebration of Best Friends Day, we kind of pulled up some statistics and some studies. And we learned, and I think we kind of know this, obviously how important friends are to your health and well-being. But there's a new study out now that actually says it's our friend relationships as we age that are more important than our families as a predictor of health and happiness. Well, listen to the reasoning behind it, though, and see what you think. We choose our friends, so we're making a conscious choice to foster this relationship. So we get a lot of joy and good health from it. I tell my kids all the time when they don't like me, I'm like, you're stuck with your family. You know, you don't get to pick your family. No, you don't get to pick your family, and there's obviously times when it goes better for you than others, but we choose this.
Yes. My best friends, we've been best friends since 1962. And we still see each other at least once a year, usually twice a year. We're all over the country now. But
there you are, the Yayas.
Oh, we are going to Nashville, the Grand Ole Opry, coming up in September. We have been friends since 1962. We were competing back then. That's in Sedona about 3 years ago. And one of us, the lady in red, died just about a year ago. That's why we're going to Nashville. It's her hometown.
Oh, I love
and
that.
it's like
In her
she
honor.
will be there with us. But we have been together through many husbands, through children, through grandchildren, and we've always got each other. You don't know whether the man's going to stick, but you know your best friends will always be with you.
Absolutely. That is some good life advice.
And I can tell them anything, and they will tell me the truth, like, you shouldn't wear that.
Well, we will too, even though we've only been doing it a couple years.
you
We will
friends.
tell you. Well, speaking of that, something else we found is kind of the concept of work friends, right? Because I tell people all the time, right, some of my closest friends are you girls at work. You know, work friends are actually really important as well. And the new generation of millennials seems to really get that. Because again, you want to be happy at work. When you're happy, you're productive. So having work friends fosters productivity in the office and helps you further your career. because I look forward to coming to work, I have a good attitude, I work hard, we all can do well. If you're not close with anyone in your workplace, what's your motivation for really wanting to get up and go really every day?
The paycheck.
I think that's right.
Okay, but you'll be more productive if you're enjoying the experience.
I certainly
Fine.
see that in
Do you see
mine.
that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
We have, we have me, baby boomers, and a few of us that age, not so many now. But then what's the next Generation X?
I think Gen X came
And the
next.
millennials.
That's us.
I see them all, and they do very much want to connect with each other personally in that way, friendship as well as working. But what you were saying about friendship, that lands very powerfully with me. My friends are really my family. More so, as I've gotten older, my family, yes, I love them, they're fantastic, but they're all having children, they're on a very different journey to me. So my friends are actually fundamental to my sense of well-being, and I have really grateful that I have a lot of them, but I'm forced for that. It's forced to be family.
Well, your family's also very far away. No, the thing is, the friendships, the bonds develop so much that you feel like they're family.
Absolutely.
And if something goes wrong, they're who you go to.
And there are responsibilities. Friendship has to be nurtured. You have to take responsibility for friendship. There are, you can't always be just waiting for things to happen. You have to take the initiative and make sure you do take the initiative.
Okay, so here's my call to action of the day. National Best Friends Day. Send a text, send an email, pick up the phone. Be a friend today. Tell those, oh gosh, don't sing. Remember, because friends will tell you the truth. Reach out, tell your friends how much you appreciate them. Nothing wrong with a day to celebrate that.
Yes.
All right, coming up next, we're going to celebrate 2 iconic brands that may surprise you. Stay with us.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Okay, so here's 2 products that you'll probably be surprised have been around as long as they have. We are talking about Cetaphil soap cleanser, and Bliss Tex lip products. So, Linda, I'm not picking on you, but
I am older than either product, I'll have you know. I used to wash my babies in this stuff.
You did?
That was not 70 years ago, I'll have you know.
Okay, good.
And the lip gloss thing, the Bliss Tex?
Yes, lip
I
treatment.
swear that's addictive. I have to have it all day, every day. I wake up in the night and put some
And is
on.
that the brand you do use?
No.
No, that's okay. I was just
But
curious.
they started the whole thing.
Well, and Michael Donald Edwards pointed out you remember this more as a cold sore treatment.
Cold sore and sunburn.
Yeah.
I remember a sunburn as a kid.
And it says fever, blisters, chapped lips,
and
cold sores.
Because we would all, those are the days where you're just getting sunburnt. We did it all the time.
Because we didn't know better.
And you didn't know anything.
My mom used to whip out the tube, and I always
And
thought
just
it had a
rub it
very
all over you.
distinctive smell,
Yes.
which as a child I was never pleased
It smelled
about.
like summer to me.
Okay.
That was the smell of
Isn't
summer.
that what funny what
I
you remember?
used it, but just to make my lips glossy and moist.
Linda used it as a makeup product.
Yes.
And now it has
It wasn't
become
sunburn.
more
Because
of
it
a
was shiny.
cosmetic.
Because it was shiny.
It was shiny.
Right. Well, and now it's in a stick. It's not just in a tube. It doesn't feel so medicine-y, because I know we use it at home.
Well, I still like it.
You
still like what?
Bliss Tex.
Oh, yeah, you got, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Of course,
good.
even though they've changed it a little.
She hasn't been using it 70 years.
Yes,
but-
no, not been
That's
70
okay.
years. I got the new formula.
And there's
I'm
nothing
glad
wrong
they
with
haven't
that.
changed the name.
Our good friend and beauty editor, Mickey Williams, actually gave us the heads up for those big birthdays, and she's going to blog about these products and their history, which you can find online. So always appreciate Mickey's weighing in on that. Okay, we have been patiently waiting for what seems several hours to go to the kitchen because we want to join Yoders and celebrate lemon and blueberry cake. Stay with us.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting loose salon.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilgus. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Northport Police released the annual crime report, a look into the types of crimes on the rise and on the decline in that area. And now taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch, an accident in Northport is causing some delays for southbound drivers on US 41. The accident is between South River Road and just before Ortiz Boulevard. Now let's head over to Bob.
Haley, lots of green on that map. Not much green on our radar map. The good news is things drying out, and the better news also is a fire danger is being alleviated due to the heavy rains over the past 4 days. All these numbers in a great category as far as the Keach-Bryan Index goes. And not much rain this evening. Maybe 1 or 2 lone showers anticipated out here, but most of the heavy weather is well to the south and east of the state of Florida. We'll have the latest on the weekend weather coming up at 5. See you then.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Get ready for the most hair-raising event of the summer. Feld Entertainment and the Ringling Museum present international circus superstar Bello Knott in Incredibello, a gravity-defying, laughter-inducing, super stunt performance live at the historic Oslo Theater. Don't miss out on the must-see event of the summer, Incredibello, playing June 13th through July 29th. For tickets, visit ringling.org today.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your couch coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second couch coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to?
Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, we found another fun holiday to celebrate. Linda's going to like this one. We're getting ready for National Rosé Day.
Ooh, I like that one.
I know you do. We're going to do a tasting of it and have some suggestions. It's budget friendly, great for summer. Plus, there's a new Goodwill store on the Suncoast. Art and book collectors will not want to miss. A performance from the Garbage Men. They have some unusual instruments. And Philippi Creek Oyster Bar joins us in the kitchen.
And welcome back here. We're all salivating. We're here with Mary from Yoda's Restaurant. Great to see you.
Mary Yoder is from Yoder's Restaurant.
That's correct. All right, teach us how to make this wonderful cake.
We're going to make a blueberry lemon bundt cake.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off by putting the sugar.
That's always important.
Now, Mary,
and
if
both colors.
If
so
we don't have a KitchenAid at home, this is mixable by hand?
You can mix this by hand as long as you soften your butter.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So you put
This looks
brown
amazing.
and white sugar in there.
This is
Brown and white sugar.
Oh, look at this.
And I
Now
like
we
that
see
we're
an expert
cooking
at
with
work.
lemons, and it's a yellow machine. How cool is that?
I love it. I always thought these were decorative.
No, they actually have a use in the kitchen, Michael.
Yeah.
Who knew?
It's great.
And once you have your brown sugar and your butter combined, then you add the eggs, but only one at a time.
Oh, wow, this is important.
One at a time.
And that's not easy when they're all, oop, there goes.
So Mary, are all these recipes yours? Because I feel like they probably are.
A lot of them are. Most of them, if I have them, I take them and I've changed them to something else.
Family recipes.
Can I start with mine now?
Yes, you may start with put your salt and your baking powder in your flour.
Salt and baking powder.
You stir that together.
And whisk.
And when you stir that together like that and whisk it with a whisk like that, it makes it lighter and makes your cake lighter.
I'm letting air in, so it'll be in the cake.
Now, Mary, I know this recipe is going to be online for everyone. Is the order that you're doing this, that's important, isn't it, to follow
Yes, it
that?
is.
Oh, that's
okay.
interesting.
Something to remember, that we really do have to do what she does.
Good to know, because I need those kind of
Well, I
details.
figured Beth would have dumped it all in one bowl. That's why I'm telling you.
You may go ahead and do your lemon, mix some lemon zest.
Okay.
We need the lemon zest to put on top and in the
Wrong
cake.
side.
I think mine's ready whenever you're ready for it.
We're going to have
Okay.
All right, we got a lot of
there
different
we go,
workers
and
here.
you can put your blueberries in there.
Okay.
And then put your zest in there and your flour in there.
The lemon smells amazing.
Flour.
That may be the best part of making the cake.
That's the flour that you put in there is going to keep the blueberries from sinking to the bottom of the cake.
Really? That's a great thought, because if I didn't coat the berries, then they'd all land on the bottom?
All right, how much of this do you need?
You're doing good. That's
Okay.
fine. That's about all we need.
I'm going to throw it in here.
And then, Michael, if you want to put your powdered sugar in there.
Okay. And I'm making the glaze.
You're making the glaze.
I'm making the glaze.
Put your powdered sugar in.
Yeah.
And then your lemon juice. And your zest.
We'll ask her.
Love a little zest.
And then put in the corn syrup there.
Oh, not so crazy about the corn syrup, but we'll do it.
It will keep it from getting sugary.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Everything
then we
has
like
a
that.
reason,
Okay.
Michael.
So do I give you the lemon zest?
Yeah,
Okay.
put the lemon zest right over here. Okay,
It's all over the table.
Linda, I am ready for you to start slowly. Do about half of the flour, and I'll put some of this in.
Okay.
All right, so now I understand why we go to Yoder's to pick up these things, because this is a complicated process.
Yeah.
Are you still going to make it this
Okay,
weekend?
if I got
I know,
half
I do
of it,
want
is
to.
that half?
You put, okay, now go ahead. I'm going to put some more of the sour cream in, and now you put in the rest of that, and I'll put in the rest of the sour
Oh, so
cream.
you do it at the same time?
Like half and
Fine.
half.
Okay.
You pick up one and put it down and then pick up the other.
I do, but we're doing it together today.
You have help.
I like it because this is Friends Day, so we have to do it
Yes.
together.
Exactly.
Cakes are better if you make them with a friend.
exactly right.
Or 4, because that's how many of us it's going to take to get it done.
Okay, that makes it more fun when there's friends doing it.
Yes. Actually, baking and kitchen activities are a great friend activity.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would agree with that.
I've made a lot of friends standing in line at Yoder's waiting for pies.
Wow.
And then the last thing you want to make sure you do, and that is you scrape your bowl.
Okay.
Oh, yes. My mother used to let us do that.
That way you get to lick the scraper when you're done.
That's the best part.
That is the best part.
Wow, this is looking pretty amazing. Who knew?
Look at you.
Look at you, Michael.
You have
Look at
culinary skills.
the thing going on here.
All right, and we're going to switch it out and pour it into the
And we're going to put that into there.
Yeah.
All right,
new
Mary
appreciation for my
Yoder
mother.
from Yoder's Amish Bakery
She-
is sharing her recipe with all of you as well because it is online and you can find
Just
out
a
how to
little
make the
bit in the
blueberry
bottom.
lemon bunt cake. Or, of course, you can go to Yoder's restaurant where you can pick up the
move it as
pies
you do it.
and the cakes
Okay, now
and
we'll put the
enjoy all of
blueberries
her
in the
baking
rest of it.
talents. So,
All right.
Michael, thank you for joining us. We had
Mike?
so much fun.
Blueberries.
You know,
You
well,
have
this is
kitchen
great.
skills we didn't know, and for introducing us to Craig Francis, of
Yes,
course.
indeed.
Responsible for
I've
all
made
the
pretty some- I've
amazing
made
sights
something
you'll
amazing
see
here, I
at
just wanna
20,000
say.
Leagues
Now
Under
look
the
what
Sea.
he's got.
Remember, that runs
Look at
at the
this.
Oslo through July 1st.
And we're still doing this, but
Yeah.
the magic of TV, there is one that was already done in the oven.
And Steph found
so
one
let
here.
me go ahead and get it.
Well, that's heading to
Well,
the
well,
oven.
and-
We are heading off
and
to
I'm
enjoy
ready
the
to
rest
go.
of